said, okay, let's just ignore them.
Yenza yonke le pretendana kwabo because their relationship, their friendship yabo uyayibona nje ukuthi ini.
I feel like there's full tagata somewhere.
I'm blessing heads of each and every lady with this idiot of a guy. Ngibona ubuso kwaSleigh. Sorisha.
Jojo has been being a bitch to me since before. How long has this been going on? November.
That Jojo was the person trying to get her out of this friend group.
Nah, you broke. And you borrow things from her or things like that.
Like what?
Borrows my hair. A friend that borrows stuff from me, and a friend that is bothered by the fact that she does not know how I make ends meet.
Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. How you're doing? Hope you're doing great and hope you're staying safe. Please kindly subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified whenever I make a post, and also leave in the comment section what you think about today's episode of the Housewives of Durban. So I'm sorry if I sound weird today on today's video. That's because I have a cold. Yes, I have a cold and it's dealing with me seriously, so it's affecting my voice, it's affecting everything, but I'll be fine. Yes, the Housewives of Durban is upon us again. So on today's episode, they continue from last week. Remember from last week, Jojo and her husband actually hosted the ladies to a wrestling competition like that. Basically, the housewives were divided into two parts. We had Sorisha's group and we had Jojo's group. So these two people, or these two sets of group, were supposed to pick out a wrestler that's going to wrestle on their behalf. So today is the day, and then finally Jojo decides to show up. Remember, for her vacation that she organized for the ladies, she actually left the ladies hanging and left the ladies. So all the housewives were thinking, okay, we Jojo actually come for this event that is hosted by her husband, knowing basically well that she actually ignored all the housewives. She left the housewives in the vacation she actually hosted for the ladies. So now Jojo now calls Nonku, telling Nonku that, oh, guess what, I'm outside, and then Nonku goes and brings Jojo in.
Me and Nonku walk in. In the distance, I can hear Annie and Sorisha laughing. She said, okay, let's just ignore them.
And then when Jojo comes in with Nonku and now greets Ryan. After greeting them, she now sits down. My question, please, I want to know in the comment section, if you're hosting your guests, are you supposed to go and greet your guest, or should your guest come and greet you? I want to know in the comment section, because it's not making any sort of sense if you ask me. Like, you are hosting an event, you and your husband are hosting an event. The truth is, as the host, you should go and actually welcome your guests.
You are hosting us. You hosted us at Drakensberg. You left. You're hosting us here now at MMA, and you're not even coming over to say hi to us.
Well, let me know in the comment section what you think. Maybe I don't know everything, but let me know in the comment section what you think, because it's not just making sense. That is courtesy. People left all they were doing to attend to your invitation, and then because you had a misunderstanding with them, you decided not to answer them. You just went, sat down, and all of that. Well, I said if everybody should leave in the comment section what you think about all of that. Then the whole wrestling started, and sure, the competition was just there. We see the housewives throwing shades at each other. Nonku saying, oh, she wishes that she could actually punch Sorisha on the face, punch Maria on the face, and all of that. Then we see Bali actually saying the same thing again, that she wishes she could punch Nonku on the face. You just see the housewives actually throwing one or two diseases at themselves.
It's obvious nje naye ngathi ngafakwa mina naye yabo. Testana ukuthi ubani testana amandla ukuthi ikuphi mabu survive.
Maria. No, Maria mouth lip sakhe because she's a big mouth. They're all squashed back.
And it was just funny to watch. So at the end of the day, it was actually a draw. Yes, it's better it was a draw than said, okay, this person won or this person no, because if they had said this group won, it could have been a problem. But it ended as a draw. So the housewives left. Now we are seeing Bali trying to actually know who her mother, or trying to reconcile the relationship she has with her mother. So she goes ahead to meet her brothers to have a conversation on how to go about it, because I think she's in a relationship, so she wants that relationship to sail, because it's an African thing. Once even a guy's family doesn't really know or knows that you and your mother are not really in a good relationship like that, they kind of withdraw. Yes, I said that. This is Africa, it happens. So they always want everything to be clean. So she wants everything to be clean. She wants to start from a clean slate. So she actually made her brothers, had that conversation, and they'll be going about it maybe in other episodes that are going to come up. I don't know if they'll show that.
Building a relationship here with the person that I am with now here. So as I'm building this relationship with him, I don't want him to bring him over them.
So we now see Nonku going to visit Jojo at her apartment. I think this will be like the first time they'll be seeing since that whole vacation and since that whole chaos that happened at their vacation. So now, Nonku has come to see Jojo, wants to know how Jojo is faring, how Jojo is, and then she brings up the whole conversation of what transpired on that dinner table, on that their last supper. Basically, Nonku said that she knows that when Jojo actually flipped the cup and the water splashed into her eyes, that she knows that Jojo was not intentional about it, and Jojo actually said yes, that she didn't want to do. It was not an intentional act, but the thing they are forgetting to state here is that what the other housewives are actually faulting is that you should learn to control your temper. But Nonku and Jojo are not actually saying this. Not because you did this to your friend makes it okay. Oh yes, it was not a bad intention. But what if someone else was sitting there? Why couldn't you control your temper? Are you the only one that has the liberty to flip cups, flip water all over? It doesn't make any sort of sense. So I don't know why they cannot say this, and I don't know why Nonku cannot call Jojo to order and say, Jojo, yes, I know you did not mean it bad in a bad way, but I think you should actually control your temper and all that. That is the way I see it. You shouldn't be flipping cup at any given opportunity. This is not the first time Jojo is actually flipping cups on people. This is not the first time, and she doesn't think that there's anything wrong with it. When you talk about it now, she now starts talking of, oh, my husband is going through a surgery, my husband is this. She now brings that sympathy talk to the table, which is not just making any sort of sense. Then Nonku now goes ahead to say, oh, that she actually stood up for Jojo on the table. She's someone that would stand up for Nonku even till death.
Comment to the ladies, Uti, I would defend Jojo till death. And I believe Jojo would do the same for me.
Friend till death. I wouldn't die for anyone other than my husband and my son.
And I'm happy that Jojo, during her confessional, said, hey, that she cannot stand up to anybody till death to except her husband and her children. And I wonder how Nonku will feel by the time she gets to watch this. You cannot be vouching for people unnecessarily, like till death. How? God. This housewives, they will not kill me. So while Nonku and Jojo were having that conversation, Sorisha actually called, which I find very weird, because it is very weird. Like, these housewives are very weird set of people. Why I say they're very weird? Remember from last episode, Sorisha actually went to see Nonku. Like, they had a conversation, everything seemed very okay. Now when it was time for the fight night, when Sorisha came, Sorisha and Nonku did like they have never seen themselves in this life. Like, it was so weird, they didn't even talk to themselves. Now it's not funny how Sorisha, even during the fight night, they did not even speak to themselves. Nothing of such happened. Now that Nonku is here with Jojo, Sorisha now calls Nonku and say she's inviting her for a charity, something charity, dog charity, something like that.
Sorisha's playing mind games, honestly. I mean, I can't miss a fight night. When I'm for Ella Majo invite her to SPCA thing. And she's sounding so sweet. I'm looking forward to the event. Should I just block it again? You want to block it again?
So in my head, I'm like, make it make sense. Like, see, there's so much that's going on with these housewives that is really so petty, because it makes no sense that you are having a misunderstanding with somebody and then you now be calling the person, and then when the person comes, you now be behaving like nothing is like, it's cut it. So when she called Nonku, telling Nonku that, oh, she wants to invite her for the dog charity fair, and Nonku during her confessionals was like she's not sure if she wants to go for it. Even Jojo said that she's not sure she wants to go for it based on what had transpired during the fight night. So the next thing we're seeing is Sorisha and her family actually going out for just more like a picnic. They just went out, hang out and all of that. The next thing is we're seeing Maria actually inviting the ladies, Sorisha, Annie, Sleigh and Mani or Sane, sorry, Sane, to an event in her house. So when the housewives came in, they were just having a conversation, normal conversation. Then Sorisha now goes ahead and say, oh, I've had a conversation with Sane, and Sane said certain things about what Jojo had said. See, this particular scene was actually very weird, if you ask me. So basically, Sane is trying to say that Jojo had actually said, Jojo and Nonku had said certain bitter things against Sleigh. And what are the bitter things they said about Sleigh? So basically, you're saying that Jojo, Nonku actually said that Sleigh borrows things from her, and Sleigh is actually broke.
Yeah, because
When you broke,
I'm not
Bali.
broke. I'm but
You're building yourself.
no,
building
but
yourself.
it's not only that. That's not. I'm financially overstretched.
And seeing in her confession is like she doesn't understand. Someone that gets to borrow my hair, someone that gets to borrow my shoe. So who is down broke? That yes, very well that she's actually financially stretched, but that does not mean that she's broke. I ever heard like, what kind of friends are these? Like, why are you people saying such things? And then we now have one of the housewives actually agreed to this conversation. I think it was Annie that actually agreed to this conversation, saying that yes, Nonku has actually mentioned one or two things about this thing, that she has heard it from Nonku some time ago, saying that Sleigh is broke, Sleigh borrows things and all of that. And I was just like, how is this? Why is it? I don't understand. Why are we ladies like this? Like this one is said I borrowed from you, and the other one is said I did not borrow from you, rather you're the one borrowing from me.
and then she said she kept that a secret, that you and us, you go and you borrow things from her or things like that.
Borrows my hair. A friend that borrows shoes from me. A friend that borrows stuff from me. And a friend that is bothered by the fact that she does not know how I make ends meet.
So at the end of the day, that was how everything went on. Then Annie, on the other hand, was still not comfortable with Sane, saying Sane is a snitch, Sane talks a lot, Sane does not know how to control her words, the words that come out from her mouth. So Annie has not still welcomed Sane in. Like, I don't know why, but let me not say I don't know why. Like, we all know why. For what Sane said, it's something that should not be forgotten anytime soon. So Jojo has taken her husband for the facelift, I don't know what you guys call it, and he has finally done that. The next thing we are seeing is this Sleigh's kids actually hanging out with Nonku's daughter. So basically they're actually planning a music stuff together. And so when Sleigh got into the room, she's like, how are you girls? And now sees, because Sleigh did not actually know that Nonku's daughter was there because she stepped out. So she now said, Nonku's daughter, how are you? And all of that. Then Nonku's daughter goes ahead to say, oh, my mommy is actually coming. Bear in mind that Nonku and Sleigh are not in good terms. And bear in mind that just last night we see Sane actually revealing that Nonku actually said that Sleigh goes ahead to borrow things from her. So that whole conversation was actually weird when Nonku's daughter said that, oh, my mommy is coming. So now Nonku is here, and as in the whole, like, even Sleigh had to say that it feels so weird in house welcoming Nonku in, but well, she just had to respect the fact that okay, her kids are here and Nonku's children are also here, so she had to just respect everything. So Nonku came, sat down, and then the kids now came, sang some songs for them. And funny thing that this song had to do with beef, carrying grudges against one another. It was more like the kids could see what was going on between their mothers, and decided to actually come up with that song. But
maybe if you weren't so toxic, we could see the world together. But instead of making my life better, you just make it harder. So what? You had trust issues. And what?
I did not show how that conversation actually ended, whether Nonku actually had a conversation with Sleigh or Sleigh had a conversation with Nonku. None of that happened, so I don't know how that thing ended. I think they should have actually showed us what happened afterwards. Is it after the kids finished singing, they just stood up and left, or they had a conversation? I don't know. So the day of the dog event is here, and I think it's only Nonku that didn't come for this event. I think so. All other housewives, okay, Nonku and Bali didn't come for this event. All other housewives came. But even with that, you could see that there was a divide. There was a great divide between his housewife. So basically, we see Jojo hanging out with Ryan, any of that, and then we now see Maria on her own. So later on, we now have Maria and Sane having a conversation of, oh, she doesn't understand what's going on with Jojo. Like, even if Jojo doesn't want to talk to her, she can understand. But why would Ryan be giving her attitude and all of that? So they just had that conversation that, do they think that Jojo might want to apologize for what transpired, leaving the ladies? And they said that Maria was like, she doubts if Sane was like, she doubts if Jojo will actually want to apologize. So later on, we now see Sleigh and Sorisha having a conversation. So basically, Sleigh is trying to host the women for a vacation. So she now goes to meet Sorisha, telling Sorisha that please she needs a favor from her, that please can she invite the ladies for a vacation, and she shouldn't tell them that it's coming from her. In my head, I'm like, I don't understand why. So her excuse for saying that is that if the ladies get to know that the vacation is going to be hosted by her, they will not take it serious, they will not come
To invite everyone. What? Why? Me? Yeah. The thing is, I doubt they would honor my invites if they know. Really? Please keep it hush hush.
More clout than you know in this friend group.
Thing. Just get them there,
Okay.
and then we'll do the big reveal at the holiday.
for it. And I'm wondering, why do they think so low of Sleigh? Like, I don't know, did I miss anything wrong? I feel Sleigh is a very sweet lady. From what I have watched so far, I think Sleigh is a very sweet lady. I don't know why the ladies actually treat her like that. So that's what she told Sorisha, that Sorisha should please tell the housewives that yes, there'll be a vacation and all of that. So the Sorisha tried to call all the housewives together, but before then, Sorisha actually went to welcome Jojo and Brian. And you can imagine, Jojo in her confessionals is like, oh, she has to welcome us after all, she's the host. Man, like, when you were the host, did you welcome her? Now you think you deserve a welcome. No, girl.
I do appreciate that she's coming over and making an effort, because it is her event and I am a guest at her event, and I can tell she obviously saw that maybe I was feeling lonely.
So she now called all the housewives. They're now trying to have a conversation about the whole vacation, trying to ask Jojo that, don't you think it's appropriate that you actually apologize to housewife for what had transpired? And Jojo now goes ahead and say, right now I'm not in the right mind space. My husband is going through a surgery. My husband is doing this. Man, I'm like, but this husband. Like, I understand women when they want to always use their husbands as excuse. I understand that very, very well. Like, any small thing, once you're trying to run away from something, you say, oh, my husband does this, or let me take approval from my husband, let me do this, my husband this, my husband that. When will Jojo actually take the blame for once without putting it down her husband's truth? Like, when would that happen?
Calvin cannot save you each and every time. I mean, we feel for you, we're here for you, we're going to pray for him. But also, you are not finishing what we started.
And then next thing we now see, even before then, there was actually a altercation that almost transpired between her and Maria. Because Maria is like, do you think what you did was right? Don't you think you're supposed to apologize to us? And then that was when she now started saying, oh, that her husband is going through a lot, so she's not going to have any this. And then Maria was like, you saw me here, your attitude towards me was very low and all of that. She was like, I just have to leave you girls now because my husband is going through a lot. I wouldn't want to be in this mental space as my husband is going through a lot. Jojo, grow up. Jojo, grow up. Later on, we now see Maria trying to help things out with what's her name again? With Jojo. And after that, we now see Sleigh come and say, oh, Jojo, I know we are not friends, but I'm always going to be here to support you and all that.
I'm sorry, Jojo. I know we're not friends, but I mean, I don't want to see you hurt.
Of that. So that's where it ended for today's episode. did you really enjoy it? Nothing much happened today, like nothing seriously happened today. The ladies were actually chill in their own corners, little divides. So let's see how it goes. I'll see you in my next video, which will be coming out tomorrow. That's the Housewives of Nairobi. If you've not subscribed yet, please kindly subscribe and hit the bell button. Bye.